All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Behind the Grind. So, if you're a fan of Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, you will know that this game has been out for damn near almost a year now. And well, we've had some ups and downs within the community, within the game itself, and just overall, I want to go ahead and talk about something that has been on my mind as of late because it seems like I see this comment everywhere. And that's going to go ahead and be the debate on whether or not Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 is a live service game or is it not a live service game? And well, let's just go ahead and talk about it for a little bit. Before we begin, I want to ask you to please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, let's take a moment to thank our channel members for supporting the Behind the Grind YouTube channel. Your help means a lot, and if you're interested in being a channel member, check out the information in the description down below. Thank you. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about some minor things that I have to say regarding Space Marine 2 and its state as a live service game. So, to really kick this off, we have this Reddit post that was made 8 months ago, and well, I was dwelling the internet the other day and just kind of searching up what people had to say regarding Space Marine 2 as a live service game, and I came upon this specific post on Reddit. Now, so this guy opens up and says, FYI, Space Marine 2 is not a live service game. Just saying, it's not. It's just a game you buy and play that has a definitive end and will be sparsely supported post-launch. It lacks literally every element that makes a live service game a live service game. It has none of the following. Now, this is where I start to have some problems with this specific post. So the guy mentions in the first bullet point, no microtransactions. As you guys already know, that's a load of shit. This game has microtransactions. Now, whether it's going to be the season pass or it's going to be the champion or chapter packs, and all those cosmetics, that counts as a microtransaction. So already this guy is wrong, and be aware that this was posted 8 months ago. So by this point in time, the roadmap for Space Marine 2 had already been shown because that came out before the game was actually released, and the Dark Angels cosmetic pack was coming soon to the game. So he already knew this information, yet still decided to post this. No in-app purchases. Once again, that's a load of shit because, as you guys already know, the season pass and the cosmetics do count as in-app purchases. Next bullet point says no season passes or battle passes. Once again, that's a load of shit because, as you guys already know, the season pass was revealed before the game even came out because they had to show the other deluxe editions other than the standard edition. So already this comment is just full of lies, and this guy just seems to be incredibly misinformed. And then at the bottom, he ends this out with, also important is that it lacks psychological tactics and mechanisms to keep players engaged and possibly addicted. And I kind of disagree with that. Warhammer 40k fans were already addicted to the series in and of itself, and when it comes to something like Space Marine 2, where in order to level up your classes, obviously you have to play through the game's operations multiple times. And well, it's kind of crazy that Siege Mode that released the other day is kind of supposed to keep players engaged and possibly addicted. However, you guys already know how I feel about Siege Mode, and well, this guy is just, I get that this post was 8 months ago, but this is an extremely misinformed Reddit post. All right, now at the end of the bottom all the way down, it says the game is literally not designed from the ground up to be a game that people play endlessly. Yeah, go figure. It's called Siege Mode. More specifically, a game that constantly churns players through its endlessly grinding gears to keep them playing ad infinitum. That's what live service games do. It's a staple and a core function of games as a live service. Once again, this game is 100% a live service game. If you're in disagreement, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. But then he comes up with this, and it says, if you don't believe me, here's a quote directly from the game director himself. And we're going to go ahead and address this because I have some things that I want to say. This guy says, year one is just a start, and if there's enough player interest, we'll continue to support it absolutely, he says, though makes it clear that he does not consider Space Marine 2 to be live service. In order to make a game as a service thing, you need to make sure that you build it from scratch. You need to build it from the fact this game can be played endlessly. Our game is not built like that. We don't want to be in this endless loop of releasing content as soon as possible and stuff like that, which I just kind of think is a bad take. A game doesn't have to be played endlessly for it to be live service. Go ahead and look at some games like Call of Duty or Halo or even Gears 5 whenever that came out. Those games are technically live service because they continue supporting the game after the game is released. Now, some good examples for games that are not live service, you got Stellar Blade, You got God of War Ragnarok, Final Fantasy 16, all those kind of games that just kind of release and have like one DLC. Like those aren't live service games, right? But something like Space Marine 2 is 100% a live service game. Why? Well, it's quite as simple as just releasing a game that has to be updated in order to fulfill new content that was either A, cut from the game, or B, just added onto the vanilla game. So yeah, once again, this Reddit post, I saw this the other day and I just had to make a video about it because there's just no way this guy is serious about this. This Reddit post was not made in good faith. But moving on from that, this is from Steam. It says, "Thank you for not being a live service game. Will all the battle pass, you must do this or it's gone in 2 months, FOMO garbage." Well, that's just a lie, because as you guys know, the Mark 8 Errant helmet was a FOMO garbage. You either got it the first time or you got it the second time by watching the Twitch stream. So yeah, that's they ended up coming out with FOMO garbage. In this game, you can no life and grind everything in 2 weeks or take your time with it. Any DLC content you produce in the future, I will buy precisely because you respect my time. Thanks, devs, and please make some more story expansions. Yeah, he's going to be real disappointed to see that 10 months later we have no story expansions. And this is another comment on Steam as well. The guy says, "Not really, no. The definition of live service is that all gameplay relevant stuff gets released for free while they sell you things like cosmetics and battle passes and have FOMO items." So once again, this guy is incredibly misinformed. That is not the definition of live service. According to Google's AI, live service games are video games designed for continuous engagement through regular updates, new content, and ongoing events, extending the game's lifespan and player interaction. These games often incorporate microtransactions or battle passes to monetize player engagement over time. So as you guys can see in that specific AI overview, there's no mention of a game being free, all the gameplay relevant stuff for free, while they sell you things like cosmetics and battle passes. This guy is getting confused between a live service game and a free-to-play game. A free-to-play game is obviously free because it requires people buying microtransactions in order to fund the game. A live service game just means that a game is released and receives a lot of content post-launch. So yeah, anyways, I don't know if I'm the one who's misinformed. Probably not, because I've done my research, and you know, saying that Space Marine 2 is a live service game is not a bad thing, but go ahead and let me know down below. And now, this is probably the best comment that I've ever seen somebody leave on one of my videos, one of, if not the best. And he says, "Space Marine 2 is a live service game without the live service. They built the game around the live service model and decided to not do the live service part. That's why the game seems so wonky sometimes," to which I 100% agree. Yeah, like, this game has the live service model, to which they showed us the roadmap before the game was released, and they had all this content planned out, and well, a lot of the stuff they delivered, a lot of the stuff they did not deliver. Like the PvP game modes, yes, with an S, because that's a plural, and some other stuff on that they didn't deliver. Like some new weapons. The new weapons, we've only gotten 2 pistols, but, you know, they probably could have done a little bit more than that. This game is a live service. Next up, we have another comment from another hater on my channel, in which this guy says, "This community has unrealistic live service game content update expectations for a game that isn't live service." To which I said, "But the game is live service though. The game has been getting DLC post-launch. That's exactly what a live service game is." To which he then responds, "I disagree with that, bud. Neither the devs nor the publisher ever said this is a live service game." So do the developers or the publisher have to say that this is a live service game for it to be live service? That's really incredibly dumb. Like, that's a bad take in my opinion. That's kind of like saying that just because you see a squirrel and somebody tells you that it's not a squirrel, then it's not a squirrel. You know what I mean? But so yeah, really bad take. Look, this is obvious. I know it and everybody knows it. You guys too. The reason why they release this stuff after the game comes out is so that way they can keep their player numbers, because they're actively servicing the game. It's a live service game. And so yeah, I just really wanted to really nail in that fact that Space Marine 2 is a live service game. I want to know what you guys have to say about this and my takes and all the stuff that you saw in this video. Is this game a live service or not? We're just going to go ahead and lay it on the table. I am saying right now that Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 is a live service game, but You are entitled to disagree with me, and you are more than welcome to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. But with all that out of the way, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more content. Also, if you wish to support the channel further, I'd encourage you to join the channel membership for exclusive perks. Thanks. This has been Behind the Grind, telling everybody that Space Marine 2 is a live service game, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!